Feelings and emotions run really high when the moon is in Cancer. I'm smiling as I say that because I am a lunar Cancer. That just means that when I was born, my moon was in the sign of Cancer, which is what we're talking about today. And I love it. And it's interesting because I didn't always. So, the energy of Cancer in the wheel of the zodiac is often associated with mother. So this could be our biological mother, but also our relationship to the earth mother, the cosmic mother, our relationship to the goddess. And this is because it is in the sign of Cancer that the foundations that birth our creation live. And so one of the things around this is when you think of foundation, I would think of the base of a tree. Certainly the roots that go in, but it is that base of the tree where the tree has actually grown, the roots are strong enough that it leaves the safety of the soil and starts to grow onwards and upwards towards the sun, towards the sky. And so the foundation here is actually the ability to draw nourishment and receive from the earth in the case of the tree, and draw the energy up to the tips of the tree where the branches and the leaves and the flowers and the fruits are. And so the ability to come home, to soften, to not need to prove anything, not need to do anything, and be in this receptive place where we surrender to the life force that is also the quality of Cancer, as the archetype of the zodiac. So when we are unable to rest and receive in our home, maybe we can rest in our personal home, but when we think of visiting with our mom or going to our parents' house, a lot of whatever our thoughts and our feelings and our emotions are, that mirrors our ability to anchor in to the divine mother, to the cosmic mother, to the mother aspect of creation, and receive nourishment from that place. If we are limited in the nourishment that we can receive, then we are certainly limited in the nourishment that we can offer others. And a lot of times the cycle of exhaustion, overgiving, not having clear boundaries, a lot of that comes from this type of dynamic. And this relationship that we have, especially when the moon, the sign also associated with the past, is in Cancer. The past is important because these are our inheritances, right? This could be our biological inheritances, maybe some of our behaviors or our choices that we either align to very closely or we fight against. Either way, they are an aspect of what is animating us. They could also be karmic, that is, from our soul family. It could be generational, it could be ancestral. So all of this stuff, when we draw it up into ourselves, we may not like it. We may have tension, we may be repulsed by some aspects, we may push away, we may fight. And a lot of that causes disharmony, especially when the moon is in Cancer. And this is often felt in the emotional body because Cancer, like Pisces, is a water sign. And so my journey was a lot of that. And because I am a natal lunar Cancer, which means when I was born, this is the natal configuration where the moon was in this sign for me, I struggled through a lot of this. And when I started to do, deep and like self-work very often for years, for decades now, I actually got to see the great gift of when the moon is in Cancer. And it is truly a gift of being fully and completely nourished. For like every tip of you, like every part of you, every cell in your body, every aspect of you can rest in its fullness, and it is loved and received. And so, an analogy of that, I'm home. I was home in India where my parents live. And I didn't have, through my entire life, I didn't have the best relationship with them. So whenever I'd visit home, there was like tension and push pull and all of this stuff, especially through the years where I was unconscious of how to work with the lunar Cancer energies, and even through the time that I was working with them. So now that I've come through a lot of it, I can actually go to my parents' house, feel safe to be a kid again, and receive. It is actually one of the best vacations that I have, because it's the only time where I can allow myself to do nothing and I receive whatever, like food and cuteness and blankets and hangout time and sleeping in and all of this stuff. The emotionality and working with Cancer energies, working especially when the moon is in Cancer, it's not a trap, but one of the obstacles here is we are sometimes so caught up in what the past relationship was, right? And this is common when we may not have a great relationship with our family members, and we've had awkward vacations, we've had very difficult times, we've had challenging family dinners and stuff like that, and we take the imprint of that energy and we pull it into the present moment, which basically ensures that all future interactions have the same undertone. They may do that, but we also do that, contributing to this experience. And so the great gift of lunar Cancer is remembering the empowerment that comes from being in receptivity. And this is a challenge. It throws a lot of people out of whack. That was my experience as well. But it's almost like we learn that sometimes the greatest act of empowerment is surrender. When we think of empowerment, we often think of maybe like a soldier or a warrior, sort of, not surrendering, like penetrating, fighting, going out to battle. And that is absolutely true. And that is an aspect of empowerment. But in Cancer, we learn empowerment in receptivity, in the magnetism of ourselves, where all of our life experiences come in to nourish us. Now, the preference of whether they are good or bad is now less important, and they nourish us in terms of when they are bad or don't feel good, we learn from them. When they're good, we revel in them and let them fill us up. So I do a lot of work around the quantum human, and I'm on Insight Timer fairly often doing lives. And my offering on Insight Timer is actually specific to our relationship with technology. But one of the offerings one of the activities that I often invite this particular group on Insight Timer to is when you're on social media and you're like flipping through whatever stories and posts. If you are someone that likes cute cat videos or like dog videos with funny noises or baby videos, whatever it is that you enjoy, right? We look at it and we're like, oh, that's so cute, like, on to the next. Oh, that's so nice, like, on to the next. And then even though it's something that we enjoy, that we like, that maybe makes us laugh, it's just on to the next. We keep that experience of, whatever it is that we're viewing, we lock it in our mind and through our eyes. It doesn't actually penetrate us, even though it's something pleasurable, even though it's something joyful. And so one of the activities I offer to this group I have on Insight Timer is when you're watching and you find a video that is so cute and it makes you laugh, let yourself laugh. Let yourself laugh even bigger and even bigger. Draw in that enjoyment, that hilarity, that cuteness. See if you can drop it from your mind, from your eyes, into your heart, into the tips of your fingers, and allow yourself to relax in the receptivity of joy, of pleasure, of hilarity, and breathe into it. And with your breath, grow it so that it grows into your physical and emotional body, and allow yourself that experience. Because we often in our minds get so focused on the problems and the issues. It's not because nothing good ever happens in our lives. It's because when the good or the joyful things happen, we are so quick to dismiss them. And the invitation when the moon is in Cancer, especially now with the sun also in Pisces, both being water signs, is to let joy, let love, let cuteness, let nourishment, let whatever it is that nourishes you, ingest it as if you're eating a meal. Let it move through down your esophagus, into your belly, into your heart, into your diaphragm, into your hips. Whatever it is that you like or enjoy, let yourself revel in it. That is the bigness of Cancer energy. And with regards to the association with mother, earth mother, biological mother, cosmic mother, yourself as a mother, all of that in the tune of nourishment and nourishment of the soul, a lot of the issues or obstacles or density we may experience with that can perhaps relax when we allow ourselves to receive. And that is the juicy part of the magnetic, the yin nature of us that receives without preference, without attachments to preference, and receives, and everything is nourishment, everything is fodder, everything is energy that feeds us, and then we can receive it, and then we're nourished by it, by learning or by enjoyment. So that's where I'll leave this video today. I will see you in a few days when the moon moves out of Cancer and into the sign of the fiery Leo.